Namaste. Silence. What does silence really mean? Take a deep breath and come into your silence. In the beginning, there was silence. A sacred serenity of security in pure stillness. Deep, deep, deep within the heart of silence, there is a point of stillness, a 0 point. This is the seed of immortal, infinite, eternal light. It is a simple point, a point of creation, a point of creational and transformative simple silence. And this is your point, eternally connected with you and all things, as a state of being. This point turns any chaos into harmony, any ignorance into awareness. And as we step into this silence, this eternal stillness, we can start to hear its pulse, like a heartbeat, as a light pulse, connected to the one heart of all, like a current of friendship with the divine within, a current of sacred energy, of everlasting energy that is gentle yet strong, eternally liberating ourselves back to self. This is divine love. And as we begin to remember ourself through this divine love, we are able to release ourselves, the smaller selves, from any past hurts or wounds or regrets or fears or anger, because that is not who we are. And this silence guides us. This friendship of holding hands with this deep point of silence within guides us to our original state of pure beingness, of everlasting completeness, because it is the current of pure love. Are you willing to receive that for yourself today and in every now? Are you willing to receive the current of pure love? Imagine being cocooned in that love, in safety and security, in acceptance and acknowledgement of self. Only you need to approve of yourself. In this internal, introspective silence of self. And it is in this self-realization that you begin to realize the eternal soul, the soul self, the true self, the atmic body of who you truly are, beyond the physical, the social, and the cultural programming that is not the real you. The true self is immortal. It is infinitesimal as a point of infinite light. So say to yourself, I am that point of light in silence. I'm not my thoughts. And in this moment, I remember my originality of goodness. I remember my divine blueprint of self, of peace and purity and complete liberation as freedom of being. And the deeper and deeper I go into this beautiful silence with one concentrated thought, the deeper I recognize my own original blueprint, which is my soul self, in silence, in stillness, in beingness, in isness, in love, in joy, in harmony. And in the silence, I receive my own current of divinity. And this beautiful current is connecting me to myself as self, as a subtle flow, a pure flow of feeling, knowing, being, acting as who I truly am. A silent and gentle, powerful release of love is within and around me. So I am this immortal energy. I am this eternal energy. I am a being of peace. I am a soul light. I am the seed that is planted within me to evolve as the fruit of beingness in all my thoughts, actions, deeds, feelings, attitudes, because I hold that seed within me. And in this clear discernment, I prioritize my seed silent self over anything. In my own discernment, in my own knowing to what is relevant, in my own self-respect to self, as I water my seed with attention and care, to cultivate it with care, so that I grow into the best fruit as a consequence of the right planting and the right cultivation of the seed within. So any fears of rejection or not belonging or not accepting do not belong. Do not belong to me anymore. I do not tolerate it. I do not welcome it. I do not accept it. I do not allow it. I am pure stillness. I am pure light. And I can express this from inside out. The past pain of any neglect were all a direct consequence of self-deception, of illusions which I believed to be true. Self-deception is to believe that something or someone outside of me can create my state of being or happiness. But no more. I have connected to the seed within me, the purity of the light within me. And so any positions and roles of achievement are only temporary. I do not depend on them, as they only bring pain in the form of an emptiness or a resentment or a disappointment. And why did I have to believe this so absolutely? I now know that we cannot take the happiness or fulfillment or love from outside of the self. The first step to expressing happiness with others is to experience this as the original nature within self, to fill my own cup, to water my own seed, to be in my own silence and my own stillness, to share myself more and more with myself, and only then can I share these with others unapologetically and unconditionally. And it is this that creates a state of lasting happiness. Pain only reoccurs when I forget my original self, when I refuse to know myself. But as I connect with my breath and slow down, I too remember and return to my own spiritual resources, to my own supreme divinity as source. As I see through all my own deceptions of self that kept on trapping me within this pain body. But now I have become my own hero, the awakened one, the self-realized one. In the realization of any self-deception, and to find my truth from within, and to live it authentically and fully. I am my own hero. No longer a puppet dangling from strings, constantly blaming the other or the outside. Oh no, I, my hero self, have made a definite shift out of any pain or turmoil into the freedom of myself as a humble being, in my alertness, my attentiveness to self, in my playfulness, in my joy, being vulnerable and childlike all over again, and so open and willing to receive, to reflect, and to renew myself again and again and again. This is my self-mastery as a hero, to serve myself, to care for myself, and to remember the self. And so in any times of great challenge, the hero within me demonstrates any skills with an inner strength to master any situation, as I remember myself to be centered within that dot of my inner stillness, my inner silence, in a calmness and clarity, in a discernment of accuracy, like an arrow hitting the point every single time. Because I am being honest with myself. And this has allowed my freedom, my liberation. And by me being, I can offer this to others. Ultimate freedom cannot be gained through systems and roles and masks and positions. Nor can it be achieved by acts of violence to self and to others, known as ahimsa, in the name of freedom or justice. Freedom only comes as a result of any responsible choices I have for myself over time and space. Ultimately, in my own state of being, not attached to circumstances. So I am the freedom of my own true hero of self, as I let go of the chains of fear, the chains of intolerance and anger, of revenge, or any dependency on others. And I break these chains to come back into the freedom of my own state of purity, in which my own intentions of purity start to become actionables that I can take forward to benefit my life. As my ego gets conquered time and time again, and my own hero's dignity gets restored in humbleness. And all this is pure remembrance of the soul being. My own self-realization that has come to be by my willingness to know, to understand, to understand, to overstand, to realize, in being willing to change. In essence, I remind myself to create a habit of remembering myself every day, remembering to be open, to give and receive love in all that I do. And in this way I remember the one who eternally knows my original goodness, my soul, the eternal actor in the game of Leela, in the world stage, my soul, the original state of all goodness, having understood that over time this actor became tarnished by ignorance and polluted, but nothing ever pollutes the true original goodness of the soul, especially when there is a deep, deep longing to know thyself and to return to that original state of pure innocence. This pure innocence is natural, it is authentic, and it is genuine. So I invite you to regularly shake off the pollutants, to transform yourself back into the self so that the individual authentic you returns to its original goodness in your rebirthing. And from this state of higher consciousness, anything can be overcome or transformed or achieved. No obstacle is that great. No negativity can be so damaging. No weakness can be too debilitating. Because your soul always carries the solution as your divine blueprint. Your source of eternal goodness. Your source of eternal generosity. So know that when I am full, when I am whole, when I am complete, when I am balanced, only then have I conquered my selfish needs, my being open to others, to share the best of myself unconditionally, without any obligation, is my true self. Knowing that I am a fruit always carrying the seed within. Knowing that I have a potential to grow into a huge tree, to produce more and more fruit, just like the mother tree. Knowing that as a true generous person, I do not just give a fruit, but I also plant the seed as a gift for the other to receive. And this seed also means for the other to be independent. I am connected, but not attached. I am the observer. And so this generosity is constantly sharing with others, but also allows others to create their own abundance. And this feels like a natural home, a family home, a home of eternal light, of nirvana, a land of liberation, the abode of serenity. And when I am home with myself, I recharge myself, totally liberating in my connection to my home within. I stop being caught in the insecurities of other relationships or labels or roles or achievements. I leave all those behind as I connect to the original blueprint, my original friend, my original self. I am free. I am whole. I am complete. I am perfect. All is well in my world. My world is looking after me. Breathe this in. Hold the space for the self. I am an eternal soul, acting out transient bodies and costumes as different actors, acting on the world stage. But I am the screen, the home within the world of eternity. I am the end and the beginning. And the eternal gardener simply plants his new garden in every now moment, in his stillness, in his silence, in his beingness. And so in the beginning there was silence, sacred, serene and secure. And from this point of stillness, deep inside the heart of silence, the seed of immortal light created a turning point for all of creation. The call of silence from the original home, receiving the benevolent current of eternity that is you. Wholeness and balanced vibrations